Okay, gang. Okay, gang. Back with the second part of the chronology of the mid to late 80s. Alan Moore's Swamp Thing. You know, there are just events in our lives that define the term definition. In my life of comic book collecting, Alan Moore's Swamp Thing off the rack was one of those times. To sit here and give some kind of review of it, I don't know. I don't really think that's necessary. Over the decades, it has developed its own, or has fostered its own reputation. Off the rack readers. I actually sold a few of these, more than a few of these, about a half of these readers to a dedicated buyer of mine. He I allowed him to kind of cherry pick the books that he were missing. And that's fine. These are just my readers. I bought the beautiful 9.8s, 9.6, 9.8s, and I always just bought an extra copy to read. Still got these. There was a Bernie Wrightson reprint series, July of '86. This number 1 says. So the summer of '86, summer through fall. Here's the Wrightson reprints of number 1 through 10. My reader copies. These books really need to be in every collector's stacks. That's just the way it is. If you are not hip to Bernie Wrightson's Swamp Thing, and really, who isn't at this point, you just need to get on top of it. My all-time favorite run of books. That's just the way it is. And until they reprint Captain America, say number 149 through about 180, 181 and 182. 183. These are the best reprints you can get of any series ever. Well, there is the Marvel Tales series of Spidey reprints. But anyway, again, The Dark Knight, I don't think I need to launch into some kind of review of the title itself, other than to say that it was a sea change for me. I was already a dedicated reader of Frank Miller's Daredevil. And when I heard that Frank Miller was going to tackle the Batman, well, that was all right by me. This is just an off-the-rack bookstore copy of the trade paperback. I don't have my off-the-rack copies anymore, which I am kicking myself in the ass about. Anyway, neat little story about number one. I had asked my local comic shop owner, Pat, thank you, Pat, to pull the Dark Knight series for me. Got down to his shop right after number one had premiered. And he said, "Oh, I'm sorry, John. I neglected to pull a copy for you of number one. But I'll sell you my own personal copy of it." So that was great. Here's just some more stuff that was happening at the time that was just beautiful. Arkham Asylum. Insane. Yeah, that was great of Pat. Oh, there's my signature in there. What is it? 11/26/89. The Arkham Asylum. Grant Morrison, Dave McKean. Incredibleness. But I got the rest of the Dark Knight series, off the rack. And it's worth noting, no one talks about it much anymore, but that final issue of the Dark Knight, number 4, was like 4 or 6 months late. The same thing occurred with the other sea change title of the time, Watchmen. Watchmen? Again, I don't want to or need to go into a review of the uber magnificence of the book. Other than, I've got the trade here. It's an old one. Watchmen. I got every book off the rack. We're reading it month to month. And that last issue, the same as The Dark Knight, was months late. And those waits for the final issues of both The Dark Knight and Watchmen were excruciating. But when those books landed in my hands, an astonishing experience. Both titles. There really isn't anything else that has ever happened in my world of comic book collecting which is nearly 50 years now, that blew me out of the water. Like the last issue of Dark Knight and the last issue of Watchmen. So, any of you younger collectors out there that have not read The Dark Knight Returns, that have not read Watchmen, put aside your Harlequins, your Batgirls, your Deadpools, whatever it is you're reading right now, drop all that. Get on the trades of The Dark Knight Returns and Watchmen. That's all I can tell you. I will be right back. I don't know how long this video is, but I'll be right back with a quick part 2 to wrap up some of the other mid to late 80s memories that I have. That's it. I'll be right back. Bye.